This week I learned that fulfilling a promise you already broke is really stressful. I learned about the Hudson Bay Company's Royal Charter drama. Dearest gentle viewer, it's time for a snack break. Part 2! Wait, what? Last week we promised to write about the Hudson Bay Company's Royal Charter drama, and we did not deliver, but we did it this week. So, what is the Hudson's Bay Company? It was a joint stock trade company founded in 1670, meant to rustle up as many natural resources as possible, ship them to Europe, and make lots of money. If you've never been to Canada, you might assume that the Bay faded into obscurity, and if you have, you know it's a department store, or was a department store. They filed for bankruptcy this year, and to cover their debts, they're selling off their asset. One such asset is the Royal Charter that granted the company the authority to operate in what is now Canada, and the original plan was to auction it off. But before that was announced, the Bay scheduled a date to get the court's permission to sell the charter to the Weston family for $12.5 million Canadian. The bid contained a promise to donate the charter to the Canadian Museum of History in Quebec and $1 million to ensure that Indigenous groups had access to it. This came as a huge surprise to David Thompson for 2 reasons. He was eagerly anticipating on bidding on the charter himself. He thought the bid was insultingly low. The purpose of the sale is to cover the Bay's debts, and what's a measly $12.5 million gonna do? So a date was scheduled to sell the charter to Reuters for a minimum of 15 million CAD. A guarantee to permanently donate the charter to the Archives of Manitoba, and 2 million CAD to ensure that Indigenous groups had access. But wait, there's more! There was an anonymous, but wait, there's more! Bidder. There were several more bidders. So the Bay sought the court's permission to auction it off. That was scheduled for this past Monday, and any news about the court's decision came after our deadline, so we'll hopefully have an update for you next week. If approved, the bidding will start at 15 million CAD and must include a guarantee that the charter will be permanently donated to a public institution or Canadian museum. So why do people care so much? Oh, you're right, this is getting a little long. So I guess that will have to go in a part 2. Real quick, they also have an art and artifact collection that they just got permission to auction off, and Indigenous groups quickly reminded them that the company had a history of unethically acquiring Indigenous materials, and that it would be super gross if those materials ended up at this auction. So the company is quickly trying to identify all those materials to avoid that potential PR nightmare. Never miss a serving of the weekly tea with the Museum Lady by signing up at the link in the bio, and don't forget to like, share, repost, and flamingo.